All right, so I had a general conversation with a girl, right? And I was asking her, what makes a woman have value? But before she answered, I said, do you believe having a value is having a fat ass and a pretty face and walk around masquerade yourself on Facebook showing your booty and your assets and stuff like that? Does that make you have value? She said, yes, because I'm pretty and I look good. But I was like, yeah, you do look good. And you do have a fat ass. And you do have a pretty face. And you do have long hair. And you are a hit. Yes, but that doesn't make you have value. Why? Hear me out. If you see a piece of meat in the showcase, right? And it looks good, you're going to buy it. Same thing as if you see a car, you're going to buy it because the car looks pretty. But by the time you take that car off the lot, guess what? It lost half of its value. By the time you take the meat out the store, it loses its value. Now, a lot of things you try to get, the resale value most of the time is lower than what you pay for it. But back to why I said how a woman has value. In order for a woman to have value, she has to be able to hold her own and not only helping herself, but help you. Because if she's just there, not bringing anything to the table, she ain't got no value. Because anybody could do that. Anybody could get any girl that could just sit there and just be a replacement or be a figurine. Dig? Because if she's just there just to be there, just for pretty looks and charm, that person is replaceable. She has to hold her own by not only being able to take care of you, but herself. Together. Not just herself, but she got to be able to help herself and help you. That's what makes a woman have value. But just being there just to be there, anybody could do that. That's why it's easy to replace a person if they're just going to be there just to be there. You got to be able to hold your own and hold your man down. Bring to the table as much as the man is bringing to the table. And you don't have to match that person, but help out. Which a lot of people don't want to help out. But they like the benefits of the guy doing everything. So, if you think you got a fat ass, a pretty face, and a nigga will pay, just to let you know. But when he hit, right, and you're just there to be there, and you become that liability that he got to always pour money into, he's like, one day he'll say to himself like, yo, let's say something happens to me. This person can't do anything for me. Well, a real man would say that to himself anyway. He would probably say, this person can't do anything for me. Why should I stay with this person if this person can't even help theyself and can't even help me? I might as well just fuck and just cut her off. Because if she can't help herself, what is she going to do for me later on in life? She's going to be a liability that will be more problematic and cause more in the end. Because you got to carry not only yourself, you got to carry her. You got to pay your way and her way. And if you keep on paying your way and her way, you know what she becomes eventually? A burden, which is a liability. So think about that for a second. For all you females that think like, oh, I'm a banger. Oh, I'm a baddie. Yeah, you could be all of that. But eventually that looks and that fat ass and everything you have will fade away. Because at the end of the day, when you move all that away, if you're not contributing in any way, you're a liability. Just think about that for a second. Because I know people like to follow trends and everything that's going. But a real man would say to himself, if she can't help herself, how's she going to help me? What can she do for herself that I can't do for mine? Together we're a team, aren't we? Shouldn't we be helping each other, contributing together?